Good morning, and welcome back to our channel. So today we will learn how to design our template using AWS CloudFormation Designer. So let's start. So first of all, we have to go to the CloudFormation service. So here, in the search bar write CloudFormation and here, you will get the CloudFormation service. Click on it, and let's wait till the service gets opened. In the previous video we had created a stack, right? Now here we are going to design a template of our own choice. So at left side middle we are able to see a designer option. So click on the designer option, and it will take you to the AWS CloudFormation Designer tab. So this is the place where we can design a template of our choice. This is the file where you can drag and drop your resources of your choice. So we can take the resources from the resource plane which we are able to see in the left side of the dashboard. So in the resource plane there are many resources available. We can see almost all the services which are provided by AWS. You can see the white space here. So this is the template file in which we will drag our resources from the resource plane and drop here. Right? So as we know we can create our template file in two formats. One is JSON and second is YAML. So both the option are provided here. We can choose the format which we want. So now we have chosen JSON format. But if you want to use YAML, then you can choose that option, and your template file coding will be changed to YAML format automatically. So that's great. You can change your format anytime you want. Next, we are able to see many different tabs here. We can see parameter, mapping, conditions, metadata and output. So now let's explore them. First we have parameters part, so here all the parameters will be displayed of our template file. Then we have many tabs, but first of all, let's add some resources before exploring them all. So if we want to change our template file name we can do that. So at this point the template file name is new.template. So let's change that. We can see it here also. So go down here and click on the pencil icon. And change the template's name. You can name as per your choice. I am naming it as first.template. At bottom we have two tabs. First is components and second is template. We will explore them after we designing our template. Then only it will be more clear to you. So now let's design our very first template. So go to resource plane and search for EC2 instance. All the resources are in alphabetic order. So let's find E in that. So here is our EC2 instance resource. So in the EC2 instance, we have to first search for VPC. So at the last we will be able to find VPC. So now first we have to add VPC to our template file. So drag and drop the VPC from resource plane to template file. So here we have added our VPC to our template file. So let's increase its size. So whenever we hover over our VPC we are able to see its name. Now if we want to change the name of our VPC then we have to go to the properties part. And in that we are able to see our VPC resource added. We can also see the VPC name there. So let's clear it and give some different name to our VPC. So we will name our VPC as VPC. So when you change values of any resource in your properties part, then here you have to refresh your template file, as we can see the changed value in it. So at top right side we are able to see the refresh button. So click it. And we are able to see that our resource name is changed to VPC. So now in the virtual private cloud, we are going to add subnet. So let's search for subnet in our EC2 instance. So here is it. So again drag the subnet and drop it in the VPC. So we have added subnet into our virtual private cloud. Now let's change the name of our subnet. So let's go to properties part and change the name. So we will name it as VPC subnet. And again we have to refresh the page to save the changes, so let's do that. After this in the subnet part we are going to add the EC2 instance in the subnet resource. Let's find the instance resource in EC2 instance. So here is the instance. Drag and drop it in the template file. So we have added the instance to our subnet. So now we have to change name of our instance. So we will name it as web server. So now let's refresh it. So here we can see that our instance name is changed to web server. Now let's add the security group in our virtual private cloud. So let's search for security group. So now let's drag and drop it in our template file. So security group is added now. So let's change its name in the template file. We are able to see security group in the template file. Let's change the name. So we will name it as security group. Now let's refresh the template file to see the changes. So the name is changed. Then we are going to add the routing table in the VPC part. Routing table is very important for the routes. So search for routing table. Drag and drop it in the template file. So now let's change the name of the routing table. We will name it as routing table. And let's refresh it. So now we have to add route in the routing table. Drag and drop the route in the routing table. So now let's change its name as web server route. And refresh the file to see the changes. Lastly, we are going to add the Internet Gateway to our file, which is very important. So search for Internet Gateway and drag it and drop it in the template file. We will place it outside our VPC, of course. Now let's change the name of the Internet Gateway. So let's go to the template file and change the name. We will name it as Web Server IG. So let's refresh it to see the changes. So we have added all the resources which we want. We have added VPC, subnet, security group, instance, routing table, route and Internet Gateway. So after adding them all, we have to connect them. So firstly we have to connect our Internet Gateway to VPC. So when we take our cursor to the dot which is there in the IG, we are able to see the plus sign there. So click the cursor. After doing that, we are able to see that border of the VPC is highlighted as green. So it says that we can connect our IG to VPC, so let's connect it. After connecting Internet Gateway with VPC, we have to also connect our root data to the IG. So now go to the root data and create its connection with Internet Gateway. Then we can see the purple dot on our instance, which represents depends on. So our instance depends on the root data. So create a connect between the instance and the root data. Then our routing table depends on the subnet. So we have to create the depends on connection of the routing table to the subnet. So let's create it. After creating all this connection, our template file is ready. So let's go to the template file, and here we can see all the resources which we have added. We can even change its properties if we want. For now we are not changing anything. We are just exploring our template file. So here you can even change the language of the file. This is JSON format. Now let's change it to YAML. Click on the YAML option. So our template file is changed to YAML format. So this is how you can design our template of your choice. Now let's save it. So on the top left corner we are able to see the file icon. There we have option to save the file. Click on save, and you will be asked two options. First is we can save our file locally in our system, and second we can store our template in Amazon S3 bucket. So we will choose the local file option. So the file will be downloaded in our local system. Let's open it. So we can see our template file here. All the resources which we have added are seen here. So this is how we can create template of our own choice through AWS CloudFormation Designer. That's it for the video. Meeting you in the next video.